the people they told you were going to go to jail for different corrupt practices of theirs and how they have harmed you pre-2015, they ended up being your senators in APC, governors in APC, this in APC, that in APC. Then you are trapped in between. Okay, what can you do now? Now that journey is what you're about to go on to. When you have a corrupt element, coming up with, we have, we have an idea of how to fight corruption. Look around you. Do you still need an example of what corruption looks like? And those who claim to be fighting it, do you still need an example for that? Of course you don't. On security, Tifnumbu, APC, Egbekegbe, Buhari, Ikenne Shatabandu, and the rest of all these people who will come to you and tell you about their efforts in keeping Nigeria safe. Are you safe right now? Are you? Of course you are not. You know that. You are only temporarily safe until your city is invaded. But let's go back to memory lane. Yes, Abuja got bombed, attacked by Boko Haram. Many other places were bombed by Boko Haram. The terrorism was so new to Nigerians that people were like, okay, maybe because Nigerian military, Nigerian security agents, they are not really used to act of terrorism, which means they are supposed to be the real terrorists until these Islamic jihadists decided to caliphate Nigeria. The rest of us turn us into a caliphate. Of course, that happened. But do you also remember that the terrorism of Nigeria back then was limited to the northeast of Nigeria, somewhere that when Jonathan wanted to hand over to Buhari, there was no territory in any part of northern Nigeria or southern Nigeria in the hands of any terrorist groups. You know that, yeah? Okay. Now, memory lane. Terrorism was about Boko Haram. And to top it all, to give this Buhari jihadist government the opportunity they have today, that they have now murdered enough that they've divided Nigeria and Nigerians beyond any repairable comeback. Forget it. Yeah. The top of it was when the Chibok girls were kidnapped in 2014. It was the last thing that broke, let me say the last stick that broke the camel's back. No, we would never imagine this. 214 school children. How did they move them? It will take you this number of buses. People were analyzing. We didn't know that it was actually a child's play. The Chibok girls, the people who planned that, the people who orchestrated that, the people who funded that, finally gained power. And these are the following things that happened, okay? Boko Haram is no longer the threat, the only threat you have. Now, under them, after spending every year since they came in and they enlarged the budget for, defense, because, terrorism is growing. We need to expand the budget. Don't you want to be safe? We are trying to protect you, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. The Boko Haram metamorphosed into ISWAP. You have Boko Haram 1, Boko Haram 2, part of ISWAP. Then you have ISWAP that pledged allegiance to ISIL in, in Iraq, Iran, and all those places, and with one agenda, yeah, to spread their own type of Islam across the length and breadth of Nigeria. So from northeast of Nigeria, before these guys came in, yeah, Borno and others, yeah, it has now expanded to the rest of the country. You can't deny that. It has expanded. It is no longer Boko Haram. You now have the Fulani terrorists kidnapping people, killing people, raping women and children, and in fact, collecting ransoms from Nigerians. Nigerians are now like a bunch of commodities in the hands of the terrorists in Nigeria. And that is not just that, to show the inefficiency, the failure, and the culpability as well of these criminals, yeah? When Boko Haram were bombing and then they kidnapped school children, back then you had names of the kingpin of the terrorism standing trial in Nigerian courts. But when these guys came in, that disappeared. You know what they did? As the insecurity escalated and the Fulani terrorists also gained incursion, got armed, and they started attacking indigenous people of every part of Nigeria, two things were done by this criminal government. They did not plan to end the insecurity. They decided to cash in on it. Two things were done. That is why you no longer see terrorists standing trial in Nigeria. Now, that is why those who were standing trial before are no longer standing any trial in Nigeria. But activists, self-determination, campaigners, agitators, and the rest of them, those who have been pushed to the wall, those who have been strangulated, choked, that they can't breathe, the indigenous people who have now said, no, we have had enough. The reason why they said they have had enough is this. The insecurity in Nigeria escalated. First, the insecurity in Nigeria was costing Nigerians, including southern Nigerians, billions and billions and trillions of their money, of their own sweat, fighting insecurity in northern Nigeria. But now, the insecurity is now taking their lives, still taking their money. You get what I mean? So that escalated quickly. They did two things. First, they changed the criminal service chiefs, the military chiefs, and the rest of them. And they appointed those who are ready to secure the regime of Buhari. And the first agenda they brought to the table was, we need to give these terrorists a second chance. Not even a trial, no nothing, right? Let's give them a second chance. Sorry, guys. I completely paid so much attention to the camera that I'm not reading your comment, but I'll come back to that. That was their first agenda. They called it Operation Safe Corridor. So when you see Buhari idiots, when you see the Sai barbarians, yeah, and they continue to blab and foam in the mouth, give them facts. You don't need to argue. On what basis would you guys want anybody to be part of this charade again? Give them facts. They did not fight terrorism. They leveraged on it. Now, in 6 years, they released all of the arrested terrorists. Pre-2015, they released them. The new ones that their Nigerian soldiers are still going after, picking up and arresting, they also released them. And they called them repentant terrorists. While they were offering repentant terrorists freedom, yeah, the Fulani terrorists, they were spreading like wildfire with their AK-47. And that became a new one. Apart from Boko Haram, the Southerners who used to read about terrorism, Boko Haram, kidnapping, burning of properties, killing people in villages, and all of that, they started witnessing the same. This time around, not in the hands of the Boko Haram, but in the hands of the Fulani terrorists. What did Boko Haram's government do? Tackling the menace of Fulani terrorism. Yeah? They decided to bring something called Ruga. But before Ruga, they said for peace to reign, we need to give the killer Fulani herdsmen grazing routes or cattle colony. People were like, are you mad? Cattle colony, who's going to give cattle colony to who? Okay, people are not taking that. What about National Livestock Program? National Livestock Program will require, people or the government of every state, yeah, to partner with the government of Nigeria and provide land. So government of Buhari will give them money. So on those lands, right, national livestock. So they will now build, they will build schools, they will build houses, they will build a play center, ranches for the killer Fulani herdsmen. That's another option. At a point, they were even asking Buhari, what is the meaning of national livestock?
Livestock.
Huh?
Livestock.
National livestock.
I would talk about it. He doesn't know. He doesn't. I think he doesn't know.
These are all directed at Mr. President. So corruption, yes, let me know. He can talk for himself.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
I want Nigerians to give you another opportunity to do another 4 years. Why?
Well,
He doesn't know.
I think
do you understand? It doesn't know. But I just told you what that was all about. It's a disguised rural grazing area, ruga, national livestock. Maybe that would be more appealing to people so they can give up their lands. That didn't fly either. All these efforts were to placate and learn how to live. Sorry, to placate the killer Fulani herdsmen and learn how to live with them. That is their own solution to stop the spreading terrorism all over Nigeria, especially southern Nigeria. They didn't stop there. Buhari's government, APC, Egbegbe, which Tifnubu is part of, which fake Pastor Ruga or Shimbade is part of, they also decided to push a legislation to give all the waterways in Nigeria to the Fulani government of Nigeria, FGN, so that the control of all your waterways and 10 to 20 kilometers of land. Many of you living in Lagos today, yeah, in order to placate the Fulani terrorists in Nigeria, the solution of APC, Egbekegbe, was to give your waterways. Everywhere you see water in Nigeria, you will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 kilometers of land. If you live anywhere close to water, you will forget those places. They will become the properties of Nigeria. And people said the plan was to then resettle the Fulani terrorists from all this Sahel who have used force, brutal force, to force the hand of Nigerians using the hand of the lifeless mannequin in Abuja. That is tricky, isn't it? So tricky and cheeky too. How could the government just use a proclamation, a law, and say, oh yeah, every water in the country belongs to the government. And in fact, 10 kilometers of land from that water, from the bank of every waterway is that of the government of Nigeria. That's it. And then to make it legal, right? Then what we have to do is that let us gazette it. Once you gazette it, it becomes part and parcel of Nigerian law, the fake law. Oh yeah, why can't we just create local government for those areas? 10 kilometers is bigger than a village. You know, we can create local government, give them names. Boom, that's it. So people are smart that way. And in fact, it is because of the distrust that APC, Egbekegbe, they've come to plant within Nigerians. Because without that distrust, they can't be in power. Trust me, they can't. If people agree that these crooked criminals have done so much damages to almost everything, right? They will be out of power in hours. They'll be done with. So that distrust makes you feel like, why do you want to take control of our waterways? What happened to the waterways in northern Nigeria? Are you going to take them over as well? Oh, no, they don't have waterways that much. It's not so much enough. Like the pool, the big one, massive ocean in southern Nigeria. This is how tricky it has become when it comes to the level of insecurity. They escalated it. They now turn it into money-making machine. They are not even, like, there's this thing I read online. Please, if you understand what I'm about to say, I can't remember the name they gave to it. Asymmetric war. Is that what it's called? A non-winnable war. You know, when your military are fighting war, in your own eye, you think they are fighting war, but they are fighting not to win. It's like a commercial war. And in war, human lives will have to be sacrificed. In this case, even their own soldiers. Please help me. I've got smart people on Maiyegun's diary that always kind of follow that. Tell me, what do you call that war? The war that there is no plan to win it. That's exactly war the Nigeria is fighting with the terrorists in Nigeria. On the other hand, Nigeria is also fighting war with our own citizens. The government of Buhari, APC, Egbekegbe, they destroyed your economy. The insecurity on its own destroyed your economy by more than 50%. Unknown criminals started gaining prominence at the national stage. Miyeti Allah. Under APC, Egbekegbe, then we started hearing about Miyeti Allah. Miyeti Allah now sending threats to state governors. Miyeti Allah now countering the decision of a region under this APC, Egbekegbe. There is no effort to cut down and then end insecurity in Nigeria. Of course, there is none. Yoruba said we are going to start, we are going to protect ourselves by bringing up our own local police, because we have come under the attacks of Fulani terrorists, even though we don't share any border with them, but our people are now paying ransoms. To Fulani terrorists in Odogbolu, Ijebu. Ijebu people, they pay ransom to terrorists. Or your people paying ransom to terrorists. Ondo people paying ransom, paying with their lives to Fulani terrorists. Everybody is, boxed in. But not because they can't defend themselves, but because Nigeria frowned at you defending yourself. That is the legacy of Buhari. And guess what? That destroyed your economy. Miyeti Allah got so grown and so powerful that they could declare the food blockade, my dear brothers and sisters. When you're fighting a war, put it this way. Nigeria pretend to be fighting war with the terrorists. But it is not the war they want to win. Obviously not. They have made that obvious to all of you. It is not the war they want to win. They want to manage it, make money from it, while your economy take a fall for it. Then Southern Nigeria says, why should we be paying the price of the misplaced Fulani terrorists from the Sahel? We want to protect ourselves. No, you can't do that. That's going to be like you going after Fulanis. Come on, we see these guys with guns and all these crimes. We shouldn't be paying this price. We are living far away from them. Why? Because you are part of Nigeria. That is why. And they said no. Tifnumbu and gang, they kept quiet. Don't ever forget that. Your Miyeti Allah declared war on the Yoruba, the Igbos, the Ijos, the Shekiris, there are people from the coastal Biafra, as well as our people in the Middle Belt. They declared war, because when you are fighting war, what you try to do against your enemy, though it is extreme, generally frowned at. But when you get boxed to that point, the easiest thing you're likely going to do is to declare a food blockade. When the Yorubas, when the southern governors and the southern people started coming together, when Oluye Sunday Igboho said, let us defend ourselves, Miyetiala said, it's a declaration of war on them for you saying you want to protect yourselves or defend yourselves. They declared Igboho wanted, dead or alive, right before our eyes. Yes, Mietiala did that. And they said he will pay and they will not stop until they kill him. You know what happened to Igboho? I'll come back to that. The governor of Benue State, Autumn, he said, we need, after paying so much price for the, for the people, the people of Benue State, thousands of them were murdered and killed by this murderous Fulani terrorist, yeah? Then the governor said, let us protect, you have to stand up and get yourself guns, get wherever you can get, defend yourself, protect yourselves. Mietiala came and they said, that's a declaration of war on us, telling people to defend themselves. You are enemy, you are this and that. They declared Autumn wanted. That's a state governor. Okay. And then when the southern Nigeria came together and they said, we are banning open grazing, we are banning movement of cows and foot in southern Nigeria. In fact, this is it. We are done. Mietiala declared food blockade. Yes, they did. And that lasted for days. It didn't work though. Yeah, it didn't really work. Right? But that declaration is a signal. And for days, Buhari's government, APC, Egbekegbe, they said nothing. Because they said they are not in support of the ban on open graze. In fact, you don't have any right to ban the movement of any Nigeria. In Nigeria, guess what? The Fulani terrorists and their cows, including these ones that speak French and all that, yeah? They are Nigerians, said by a governor, a PDP governor, Bala Muhammad from Bauchi. He said, there is this misconception among Nigerians that they have to do everything to educate all of you, that every Fulani from every part of Africa or the world is a Nigerian. Do you get that? So whenever they come, they see themselves as Pan-Africanists. And say, okay, if they are Pan-Africanists, why are they not in Ghana? Why are they not in Kenya? Why are they not in South Africa? Are those places not Africa? Are they not Pan-Africanists? He said every Fulani Kauriara is a Nigerian. And that is why Nigerians must be educated, enlightened, to make sure that they learn how to accommodate them. Bala Muhammad, governor of PDP. Do you see why they are not different from one another? It is from frying pan to fire. If you believe any of these rogues, any of these hungry jobless boys and girls of PDP as well, telling you that, I agree with you because you are talking about Buhari and APC. They are all the same. Those they are looking up to, they are all the same. You are going to jump from frying pan to fire, from fire to what? To a bigger furnace. That's what that is. He said, protect yourselves. Mietiala declared war. For days, Nigeria didn't say anything. Nigeria didn't say anything because Mietiala was speaking their mind. It was under this same Buhari's government that Mietiala said they were going to offer us in Yoruba land security. Can you believe that? Yeah, it happened. It happened, of course. They did a meeting in Akure, Ondo State, where they said they were doing they are working out a settlement so that this Mietiala that did a food blockade so that they can work something out. Guess what? They called a meeting in Akure. APC, Egbekegbe governors from northern Nigeria, the Almajiri, terrorist governors of this northern bloc, yeah? They came down to Akure and they brought the Mietiala and their gang to Akure at that meeting in Akure, where Mimiko and the rest of them were there. They said, oh yeah, we have reached an agreement. Mietiala, they are going to be in a joint patrol with, they're going to be in joint patrol with Amotekun. Oh, really? Yeah. So if you see any Mietiala joint vigilante truck anywhere in Yoruba land, you know what to do. Just make sure, say, you know, see them again on your streets. You get what I mean? So when we said that, the governors went by, they said, boy, this one don't make sense. So this thing will be just proposed. And indeed, it didn't make any sense. Mietiala providing security for us in Yoruba land. Are you joking? Eh? Anyway, They had the same opportunity in Anambra. They are part of the security of Anambra under Obano. He gave them appointment in his government. In fact, according to him, they reached an agreement that if you kill a cow, you will pay money. If a cow owner kill you in Anambra, they will give your family 500,000 naira. All this mad stuff were going on just to show you that APC, Egbekegbe, a terrorist organization, and the legacy of whatever they call it is to ruin your economy. So tell me, what did they do with your economy? If you ask me, I will remind you too. In all these soul killings and all of that, Tifnumbu and gang said, Buhari is doing a great job. The president is doing everything, he's doing his job, he's doing that. Your economy, the farms were destroyed, farmers were killed, others displaced. And guess what? Nobody gives a damn about them among these criminals. Pushing this your one Nigeria. You have, you had about 13 million of you. They said you were jobless. 13.5 million jobless Nigerians in 2015. Yeah. And then in 2022, you have over 100 million Nigerians completely jobless, useless, and then pretty much available for these criminals to manipulate and use. Depends on where you want to choose to belong to. APC, Egbekegbe, came to kill, to ruin, and to destroy. Yeah, that's what they came to do. And every time you remember them, you remember these rogues. And also remember this, in every of these that I've mentioned so far, none of them spared you as a Yoruba man. None of this spared you as an Hausa man. None of this actually escaped you or your household as an Igbo man and what have you, including when you didn't agree with them. You share in the whole madness they have brought upon the entire people, right? So when you talk about them, remember that you share in all of this. And therefore, there's no point in denying that whatsoever. Yeah. Joblessness increased under this criminal government and their agents. The most ridiculous one was this, right? Choosing your own leaders, something that should at least something that you would expect them to have built on in after 2015. But they are rogues and criminals. And look at their antecedents. Look at them from wherever they all came from to join together, including Tifnumbu and gang. What are their antecedents? Do they really allow people to choose their leaders? Or they twist people, steal votes, buy votes, and get everybody, whapped and bog into one corner until their will is done, including investing in violent groups, cultists, violent police and the military, people that force people to either flee or obey whatever they push. I mean, these are their antecedents. Elections should have been the determinant of, who rules you or who leads you or who decide anything for you. They took that away from you. Now your election is a complete sham. You know that it's a complete sham, right? Rather, it's a total waste. And right before you, your election is turned into war. Now, how do you do that in this regard when you can't even decide your own leaders? And indeed, you can't. You have no power to decide that because of the fraudulent fake 1999 constitution. These guys came in, right? They devalued your currency. They destroyed your naira. Some of you may not really know the impact of that, in the true sense of it. This is what that simply means, right? You had 1 million naira in 2015. You felt good. It was going to grow. Buhari is going to build your economy. They're going to get your, they're going to give you 10,000 megawatt of electricity every year. So in 4 years alone, Nigeria will be generating 40,000 megawatt of electricity, and every home in Nigeria will be powered and be lit up, right? Those are the things. But they didn't do that. They ruined, destroyed everything through their greed, selfishness, and including short-sightedness. Short-sightedness is in the sense that they are so interested in the right now. What can we get now? Like they are planning or know the day Nigeria is going to end. And you probably have no clue why this selfishness grew that much, okay? So they didn't do all that. They didn't grow your economy. Your 1 million naira in 2015, today, if you put it this way, 1 million in 2015, that is going to be 200 naira to $1. Please help me. That should be $500 if I am not, hang on. No, it should be $5,000, I believe. Tell me, is that it? $5,000 in 2015, your 1 million naira. Now that $5,000, right, could possibly, get you a lot of things that you won't be able to get today. Now your 1 million naira today, if you now cut that down, it is going to be, thank you very much. I think